Hey viewers, welcome to my new video. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the detailed reasons why cheap cars are disappearing. I know you might be wondering why your favorite cheap cars are no longer in the market unlike before. Just keep your eyes glued to your screen while I reveal to you the main reasons why those favorite cheap cars of yours are disappearing. Number 10. Cheap cars below $20,000. Early cars were expensive in the olden days, which led to the remanufacture and assembling of affordable cars by industrialists Ransom Holts and Henry Ford. In Europe, there was a movement to design inexpensive cars for the masses, which many people tagged as people's car. These cars were affordable and reliable. Examples of such cars are the original Volkswagen Beetle, the Ford Mustang, and many others. Not only that, Japanese automobile engineers designed and developed affordable brands such as Nissan and others. Most cars such as the Honda Fit, Kia Rio, Hyundai Accent, and Nissan Versa were sold below $20,000. Even the Nissan Versa 2020 is priced around $15,000, which is too cheap according to automobile analysts. The first reason why cheap cars are disappearing is the increase in demand for subcompact and compact sport utility vehicles, which tend to have slightly higher sticker prices, starting at or just above $20,000. According to the findings in 2013, sales of cars costing less than $20,000 made up 20.1% of total annual new car sales, while the figure was 9.4% in December 2020, a sharp decline in demand. Number 9. Low returns. Another reason why cheap cars are disappearing is because of their low returns on investment. Investing in developing and designing cheap cars doesn't bring good returns on investment. According to automobile companies, they have to spend more on manufacturing units, operation, product development, and employees, but in the end, they end up getting peanuts in return. So that's the reason why auto companies prefer selling a little of something expensive than selling a lot of something cheap. And besides, an expensive car might share some parts with a cheaper one. For instance, the most expensive model of a Mustang, which costs $149,000, shares the same parts as the cheapest model that costs $20,000. Some auto industry analysts say that by choosing to sell more expensive vehicles, automakers risk leaving money on the table in the future. The disadvantage is that it may keep younger buyers out of the market for a car, pushing them further toward ride-sharing and other forms of transportation. Number 8. Demand by young buyers. Most of these young buyers are first-time buyers with little budget, leaving the car manufacturers with no other option than to roll inexpensive cars that will generate good returns in the long term. To automakers, increasing the number of cars they sell overall is a key goal, and is especially important now as the companies are faced with the need to make big investments in new expensive technology with little near-term benefit, especially in electrification and autonomous driving. Here's an example. Honda Motors Company became the latest manufacturer to abandon subcompacts last month when it announced plans to discontinue its low-end Fit hatchback. In the US, General Motors Company has dropped the Chevrolet Sonic, and Toyota Motor Corporation said it will stop US sales of its Yaris. The reason is that all of these vehicles are worth less than $20,000. Number 7. Incentives offered by car dealers. Like we all know, car incentives and rebates are discounts that an automaker offers to help steer consumers away from the competition or make sure they stay loyal to a brand. In this case, some automakers use this strategy when a certain model is not selling well enough and the automaker needs a lower price to spur sales. As seen in the Toyota Camry and Honda models selling at $20,000 and above, the automakers decide to sell them at lower prices for several years, simply to sell them off the market. And also, when new versions of these brands were rolled out in 2017, the demand for the new models increased. Number 6. Demand for SUV. As briefly discussed earlier, that the first reason why cheap cars are disappearing is the increase in demand for subcompact and compact sport utility vehicles, which tend to have slightly higher prices, starting at or just above $20,000. According to findings, sport utility vehicles have taken over the market by storm in the United States. The demand for SUVs went from 29.9% of sales in 2009 to 51.5% in 2019. Car enthusiasts and consumers appear to love them, likewise the automakers. The smallest sport utility vehicle sells for higher prices compared to the subcompact car. Recent research shows that consumers are willing to pay a higher price for SUVs because they feel they are getting more value compared to the subcompact ones. SUVs are seen as more flexible, rugged, and perfect for rough roads. Number 5. Cars are simply worth more now. Trending technology, especially the kind that relates to safety, makes consumers go for cars at high prices. Most cheap cars do not have that kind of technology compared to expensive ones, which make them worth more. An expensive car with standard rear-view cameras will be in high demand compared to the ones you pick up new for $20,000 without standard equipment and new technology. This trend will likely be reflected in higher average prices across the entire used car market. A car built a few years ago might have a 5-inch infotainment display, but many of today's cars come with screens that are 8 inches or larger. Interfaces are improving too, enabling modern touchscreens to respond like smartphone displays. Today's consumers don't seem to want to wait to start enjoying some amazing features in the expensive cars without minding its costs. In 2020, the rate at which people obtain car loans is on the higher side as consumers tend to purchase expensive cars with these amazing features rather than the cheaper ones without cool features. Number 4. Impression. Another important reason is due to the impression on the consumer side. In today's smart world, car enthusiasts will rather go for an expensive, luxurious car than the cheaper one. They have this belief that riding expensive cars will boost their personality and make them more confident. Here's an example. A Porsche will always raise more eyebrows than a Nissan will. Luxury car owners enjoy, and in some job situations need the prestige that a more elite vehicle carries. Sometimes it's better to be seen as more successful than as frugal. The same belief applies in fashion. You would prefer to wear expensive clothes to impress others. Number 3. Performance. When it comes to the performance of cars, of course, you'll expect a cheap car to perform less than the expensive one. According to research, the majority of mass-market vehicles are designed to achieve a balance of fuel efficiency and sufficient performance without raising cost of production too high. Auto companies are working very hard to improve the efficiency of every vehicle in their lineups. From subcompacts to full-size pickup trucks, a compact sport utility today will likely meet or exceed the efficiency of a 10-year-old mid-size sedan. You'll find fewer V8 and V6 engines in today's cars as they're quickly being replaced by high-tech turbocharged 4- and 6-cylinder motors. Automakers are employing advanced automatic transmissions to glean every bit of energy out of each gallon of gasoline. Lightweight yet strong, materials allow cars to burn less fuel as they roll down the highway without compromising safety. On expensive models, the higher price tag allows designers to craft a better machine that some buyers are willing to pay more for. Number 2. Quality. Expensive luxury cars generally are of better quality than cheap cars. That doesn't mean all the cheap cars are of lesser quality, but the components, craftsmanship, and construction of a high-end car generally exceed the utilitarian qualities of a mass-produced car. However, that doesn't mean a premium vehicle is more likely to retain its value than an economy-class car. So, we shouldn't assume that an expensive car is a good purchase if you're looking for a lucrative financial investment. If you have the extra money and you want to get more enjoyment out of the car you drive, an expensive vehicle can bring a level of gratification most mainstream, affordable cars can't promise. Just make sure you don't pay more than you can afford on an expensive car, or else that enjoyment could backfire. And at number 1, customization. Consumers are willing to pay more for a vehicle that can easily be customized rather than spend on the cheaper one that can't be customized. Mass-produced vehicles come in a limited array of colors and feature packages, so you're stuck with whatever the manufacturer offers unless you're willing to pay for aftermarket customization. When you order a brand new high-end car though, the automaker will oftentimes offer more ways to tailor your car to your preferences. For instance, BMW allows customers to pay extra for special paint hues and personalization touches. Ritzy Rolls-Royce cars lets buyer determine practically every aspect of their car. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, comment down below your thoughts, give this a like, share with your friends, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell to keep you updated on our next videos.